At first glance, the Aokigahara Forest is striking in its natural beauty, with trees and foliage so thick it's also known as the Sea of Trees. However, many people know the forest for its dark and sinister reputation. The Aokigahara Forest has become a popular destination for those who want to take their own lives. This becomes immediately apparent by the numerous signs posted at the entry points into the forest. One sign reads, "Your life is a precious gift from your parents." And another states, "Please consult the police before you decide to die." The Aokigahara Forest is located in Japan, just northwest of Mount Fuji, and has become a popular destination due to its ominous reputation. Many bodies and remains have been located inside the forest over the years. It has been said that since the 1950s, the recorded amount of bodies in this forest has been increasing each year. Police have even discontinued publishing the amount of human remains located inside the forest to deter and discourage people from coming to the forest with the intent to take one's own life. In order to understand why the Aokigahara has the distinction it does, we must explore the culture of Japan. Japan has a long tradition of taking one's own life. In Japan, taking one's life can be seen in history starting with seppuku. Seppuku is the samurai's ritual death, which was seen as an honorable death. Even as conflicts and wars developed with modern technology, the act of taking one's life continued to be an honorable death for the kamikaze pilots in World War II. Kamikaze were pilots who intentionally crashed their aircrafts into enemy ships in order to cause death and destruction to the enemy. The acts of seppuku and kamikaze were seen as heroic. Unlike in Western culture, taking one's life was and still is seen as a final act of someone who is taking responsibility and control of their life. The act does not have strong stigmas attached to it, which can be a reason why Japan has one of the highest rates of people taking their own life. Japan is also known for a very superstitious culture with strong beliefs in the existence of spirits and ghosts. Some say the Aokigahara has historical roots in the supernatural that stem from the practice of ubasut. Ubasut is translated to abandoning the old woman. Families who had trouble providing and making ends meet in times of desperation were rumored to have practiced ubasut. An elderly family member was lured into a remote location and abandoned there to die of dehydration, starvation, or exposure to the elements. The yuri are known as the spirits of people who had unnatural and violent deaths. Legend states that the Aokigahara was one of the locations where the elderly were taken and abandoned, and their spirits are said to haunt the forest. These spirits are vengeful as they torment and lure visitors off the path to join them eternally. From there, the Aokigahara's popularity as a final destination was popularized. In the 1960s, the Korai Jukai was a novel which ends with the characters taking a final walk in the Aokigahara. There was also a book written by Wataru Tsurumi, whose title is listed on the screen. The novel lists the Aokigahara as being the perfect place to die. This book was located in the possessions of many of the recovered remains inside the forest. Some say the Aokigahara provides the perfect backdrop for taking one's life. It's been described as the perfect combination of eerie and peaceful. The dense trees and foliage are so thick that it obstructs the light, so it's naturally gloomy. The ground is also dense, and the terrain is rough, making it difficult to walk as the ground is littered with twisted roots, dead branches, and decaying leaves. Wildlife is sparse, and visitors report feeling extreme isolation and encounter pure silence. It doesn't help that the forest is rich with magnetic iron, which affects cell phone service, GPS systems, and compasses. Those lost inside the forest are unable to call for help. Folklore says that this is a trick of demons in the forest who want to claim more victims. Those who wander off the marked paths may be unable to find their way back and become victims of the forest until their remains are discovered, if they ever are. Therefore, volunteers who search the area for bodies have marked their paths using plastic ribbon. Otherwise, the consequences of getting lost may be fatal. There are numerous stories of people who have reported that their plastic ribbon was mysteriously cut. This is also believed to be a trick of demons in the forest who want to prevent people from ever leaving. There is a high number of supernatural activity reported in the Aokigahara. Visitors have reported seeing ghosts and apparitions. The yori are also reported to scream inside the forest. There are stories of people tracing the screams to a location where they discovered human remains. Thus, the Aokigahara is a location in which it is entirely possible and likely that on your visit you will see human remains. Since the 1970s, volunteers and police have scoured the area for bodies. The Aokigahara is reported to have more people taking their own lives in this location than any other location in the world. Police and volunteers continue to regularly search for human remains. Any remains located are carried back to the local police station and housed in a special room which is said to prevent the yuri from causing bad luck. Entrances to the forest are littered with signs begging visitors to reconsider their actions. The positive posts are one of the strategies police use to try to deter the amount of people coming into the forest to take their own life. Police have also posted security cameras at the entrances in order to keep track of visitors who enter the forest but don't come out. The police aren't the only ones who are committed to reduce the amount of people using the forest as a final destination. Buddhist monks are known to leave altars inside the forest to help combat the evil spirits lurking inside. Today, the legend of the Aokigahara attracts more and more people who have a morbid curiosity. Visitors report a sense of unease and an eerie feeling when visiting the forest. The forest is still open to visitors, which means you can explore the Aokigahara for yourself. Just be sure to stay on the path.